Good morning. Hi, you guys. Welcome. So I'm just gonna get ready for the day today, and I'm gonna do a really quick, easy, beginner-friendly neutral eye. So hop on, tell me that you're here. If you watch the recording later, just hashtag replay, so I can still say hi to you after the fact. But let's get started. Just so you guys know, I am multi-streaming, so I'm over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. I'm everywhere. So you might see in the chat some what do you call it? Some relayed messages from different platforms. I think the only one that doesn't do it is Facebook. But just so you know, so you're not thinking, what is all this in the chat? Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do satin lips. This is Shea Moisture Base. I love this lip balm. It has a nice applicator here. So you can apply it straight from the tube. I have one here. I have one in my purse. Especially right now in the winter, I feel like I really need the extra moisture on my lips. All right, always start with lip balm. Next up is my skincare. You can't have great makeup without, good skincare routine. So first thing I put on is my lifting serum. So this is gonna help to firm my skin, build that collagen and elastin fibers. So this is a super important step here. I put it on all over, especially concentrating it here, but I do put it on all over. And I use just a little bit. A little goes a long way. And this is a serum, so it gets absorbed into your skin right away. I love that. Okay, so there's that. The next step is going to be my Repair Day Cream. So this I love because it's extra hydrating right now in these colder winter months. And it's meant for more mature skin, but I really like the extra hydration that this one gives me. So I use this in the winter. And then in the spring and summer months, I switch over to my my Miracle Set normal or combination to oily day cream. But for now, this is exactly what my skin needs. That extra hydration. Sorry, my phone is super loud. So, day cream. Every morning with my day cream, it has SPF 30 to help UVA and UVB damage. But what I really like is our night cream. At night, wash my face and put on the night cream that has retinol in it. It really helps to even out your skin tone. So the whole Repair line is just amazing. And this is the eye cream. This I love because this metal applicator is always cold. And I just apply it and then I turn it over and then I use the rounded part to just blend it into my skin here. I love it. I love how it feels. Especially in the morning, like if I don't get enough sleep, this just feels amazing. So again, just a little bit. I don't know if you could see that, but it's just a tad. That's all I need. Oop. And then turn it over. Get it all in there. Now it's important to use an eye cream because the skin around our eyes is thinner than the rest of our face. So it's the first area where it tends to get wrinkles, like right here, like the dreaded crow's feet, But it also, we don't produce any oil there. There's no sebaceous glands around the eye area. So it's important to moisturize with a product that's meant specifically for your eyes, and that's what your eye cream is. And that's it for the skincare. So next is going to be prepping the skin for our makeup. So I'm going to be using our foundation primer. This helps to fill in fine lines, wrinkles, and for me, large pores that I have on my nose. So when you put on your foundation, all those things are less visible, and it also holds your foundation onto your skin. So if you're a sweating hot mess, your makeup, your foundation isn't going to melt off your face. This was a must for me when I lived in North Carolina. Like you step out the door and you feel like you need another shower immediately. So And now for foundation. Now I'm in between shades right now. I am in between Bronze Warm 110 and Neutral, what is this? Neutral 200 in beige. So I mixed the two. So that's what you're gonna see me do. So I'm gonna take our foundation brush. I love this one. We have different ones. We have even a sponge, but this I feel gives me the best results because this one's meant for you to kind of buff it into your skin. It's a nice dense brush, so I love that. And I'm just mixing the two foundations on the on the brush right there, and I'm just gonna dot it, and then I'm gonna blend. And I especially focus it here in this area because I get really red, and so this is gonna help to eliminate the redness. And our foundations come in two different formulas. One is matte, the other one is luminous. I use the matte because it's meant for combination to oily skin like mine, but they are interchangeable. I mean, you can use the luminous if you want the luminous finish. Me personally, it looks great when I first apply it, but because the luminous doesn't have any oil control, within a few hours, I'm like really shiny. So unless you want to be doing touch-ups and putting powder on, like for me, it's my T-zone. I don't know. I really say you would stick with the one that's meant for your skin tone or your skin type. Okay, so see how that brush just really helped to get that everywhere? So nice. And it really covers that redness that I have here on my cheeks. It's just the perfect shade. Now we could always go in with the second coat. I like to set with like a pressed powder and then do a second coat. If I were to do, I don't know, a night out on Friday, or I'm going to a party and I want my makeup to really look nice. But for everyday use, one coat for me is enough. I still like the little freckles that I have right here to see through. So I'm gonna leave it like that. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of translucent powder. Hold on. Brush doesn't want to get out of the thing. To set my T-zone where I tend to get oily. If you are oily all over, I guess you could put translucent powder all over. But me, it's just my forehead, my nose, my cheek, or I mean my chin. And here I tend to be a little drier, so I'm gonna leave it as is. All right. So again, if you're joining me, say good morning, say hello. Okay. Next up, we're gonna do our eyes. Oh, I did forget a step, my eye primer. Let me grab it. Eye primer, just like foundation primer, is gonna be the step you do right before you put on your eyeshadows. This is gonna help prevent creasing. So if you ever notice, if you do your eyeshadow in a few hours, you know, or by the end of the workday, all your eyeshadow has creased, this will help prevent that. It's going to help hold your colors in place. And it also helps them look more vibrant. Let's see if I could play you the video. There it is. So you'll see at the end of the video there what it looks like with and without primer. The colors just pop more when you apply primer. And I always like to apply it right here in my inner corner and down below. Okay. Now let's look at eyeshadows. So I want to do a really simple look, something that's beginner friendly. So I'm just going to stick with the neutral, like brown tones. Grab my brushes out of here real quick. All right, so first thing I want to do is I want to set that primer that I just put on. Now I could use a translucent powder, but I think I'm going to use Sandcastle. Let me show you what that looks like. There it goes. Okay, so you could see my desktop here. Let me zoom in. So Sandcastle is this color right here. It's like a flesh tone color for me. So I'm going to apply it all over. And this is just going to help set that eye primer. And the reason why you want to set it is because eye primer is just going to hold the eyeshadow and not let it move. So if you want to do blending work, you need to set it. However, if you're wanting to create like a cut crease or anything like that, you could apply your eyeshadow right over that primer and it's just going to lock it in place and really make it vibrant. But for me, I want to be able to blend out my eyeshadows on top of it, so I need to set it. So again, this is a really neutral, like skin tone, fleshy color for me. So it's not going to give me any color. It's just going to set that primer. Now I'm going to switch brushes and I'm going to go in with, this is Biscotti. It's a little bit lighter, as you can see, than the Sandcastle. And I'm going to apply that right here, right under my eyebrow, just to make my brows pop after I do my brow pencil there. Right there. Just a tad bit lighter than my skin tone. All right, so now that that's there, I'm gonna go in with a blending brush. So this is nice and rounded, see that? And I'm going to use hazelnut. Let me show you hazelnut. Hazelnut is this one right here. Like a nice matte light brown. And I'm gonna start right here and just work it in windshield wiper motion through my crease, this, or a little bit above my crease. This is gonna be the transition color into my darker color that I'm going to put by my eyelashes and all over my eyelid. Okay, you can see it's just a little bit of color. You could barely see it. That's what we want. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit more for the other eye. And the first place that you put down your brush, that's where the color is going to be the most vibrant. So for me, I like to set my brush down right here in the outer corner first and then work it in. Like so. Okay, and then we assess from the front and make sure that they're even. I feel like I went a little higher here than on this one, so I'm going to grab a little bit more and just put it here so it matches the other side. Okay, and I think that's pretty even. Again, this is like a barely there noticeable color. Next, I'm going to go in with Cinnabar. So it's this one right next to it. It's a little bit like a reddish brownish color. So we're going to use that on a flat brush. Okay. And I'm going to take it right here in the center of my eye. And I'm just going to press and pull down towards my lashes. And then I'm going to take the tip and I'm going to get it real close to my lash lines to make sure there's no areas where there's no color, that you could still see your skin. You want the eyeshadow to be all over. Just like that. Okay, now let's do the other eye. Again, start here in the center. I think I need a little bit more. And then just keep working it down. With a flat brush like this, you don't want to do windshield wiper motion because you will get fallout. So this is more, right now I'm just pressing it, and then when I'm applying it, I'm putting it in place and then dragging down. I'm just doing that really fast. So it looks like I'm going up and down, but I'm not. We don't want that fallout. So now I'm gonna go back to my blending brush that was rounded, and I'm gonna go around the edges of that. Kind of diffuse that so there's no harsh lines and blend it right into that hazelnut that we had put in our crease and a little bit above our crease. Okay, so after you blend it out, just assess, make sure They're both equally as vibrant in color. For me, I feel like there's a little spot right here in the center that I need to diffuse out. So I'm going to take that flat brush again, and I'm just going to like press and pull so it doesn't look like I just have a spot of color right there. All right, so that's it. Okay, real simple, super simple. All right, now we're gonna go in with our eyeliner. So let me move this aside. And I love our gel eyeliner. This is waterproof, and it's just really easy to use because it has a really fine point. Think of like a really small Sharpie marker. See the fine point? So it's real easy to use. So I'm gonna do a real thin line at the start of my eye, the inner corner. And as I go towards the outer end of my eye, I do like to make it a little bit thicker. Not by a lot, but just a tad bit thicker to give me that illusion of lift because it's thicker on the outer edge. It lifts the eye a little bit. Again, not that much thicker, just a little bit. All right, there's that. Let me zoom you guys in so you can see a little better. Okay, there. All right, let's do the other eye. One eye is always easier for me to do than the other one, and this one for me is a one I struggle with. I always feel like I have to pull more on this eye, and I don't want to, because if you're one of those people that pulls on their eye when you're doing your eyeliner, try your hardest to stop that habit, because you're creating premature aging to happen. You're breaking down that elastin on that delicate eye area that's gonna create sagging. So try your hardest to do your eyeliner without pulling. It's still very hard for me on this eye. I still struggle. Okay, so I think I got it. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with it there. I'm gonna assess, and I think I'm gonna go a little bit thicker here on this eye. The outer edge here, just by a tad. See, they match. Okay, cool. All right. Let me zoom you guys out because it's making me uncomfortable. You guys could see into my soul. Okay, next. That's my Google alarm going off. Sorry if you can hear that. It's set to go off all over the house so the kids can wake up to be ready for school. They're doing school from home still. So I have them to go off all over the place because sometimes they're in the kitchen, they forget they have class, and everyone's on a different schedule. My middle schooler, he's the one I struggle with the most to be on time because he only has class 2 times a week. And so like he forgets what day it is, you know? It's like, oh, it's Tuesday today, I have class, oops. And so I have it on my phone, but I also have it all over the house on the Googles. And so sometimes I still manage to get calls from the school saying he was absent from class because he didn't join the Zoom meet. I'm like, oh my god. Ay. Okay, so I'm gonna use my oh, that's the wrong video. Sorry guys. I'm going to use my Lash Primer. This is going to help to coat my lashes, protecting them. It's also going to make my mascara, it's going to be an added product under the mascara. So it's going to help my lashes look thicker and longer. Mostly I really use this for the benefits of all the vitamins that it has to help give your lashes more length. Okay, so there is the lash primer. Moving on with the mascara. Now this one is the Lash Love Waterproof in black. My favorite. I love how it makes my lashes super long, but still looking natural, like they don't clump. Let me see. Oh, wrong one. That's the ultimate. This is a what? And I just keep working it in, especially here on the tips of my lashes, to help give more length. All right, feel like I'm pretty happy with it right there. And whatever's left on the spoolie, I'm gonna put on my lower lash line, like so. Okay, now let's do the other eye. Now the reason I do one eye at a time is because if you let the primer dry, it's going to be really hard to put on your mascara on top of it. So that's why I do one eye at a time. So if I do them both, by the time I'm done with mascara on one eye, this one, the primer would have dried. So one at a time works for me. Now if you're fast, if you're just like one coat, blah blah, I'm done, then you could do them both eyes at the same time. But me personally, I take too long applying mascara, so I gotta do one at a time. All right, so now I'm gonna take whatever's left on my spoolie and do the bottom lashes here. Okay, so there's a mascara. Rinse. Now I'm gonna move on to my brows. So I try to just brush them all over the place just to get any powder or anything that might have gotten on them, like foundation. I'm just kind of back and forth, up and down. Okay, and now when I'm ready, now I brush them up, and I like to create an outline of my brow. So I start from the bottom, create that outline, and then I brush my brow hairs down, and then do an outline at the top. But this just helps me, know where my shape is and stay within my shape. So there's the outline for the bottom. Now I'm gonna brush these down. Do the same thing here. My kids do have to go to school today on campus because just two of them, my older two, because they have a physical fitness test that's like mandated by the state. And my daughter, she's dreading it because she's not athletic whatsoever. Like, she complains because we have stairs and she has to go up and down the stairs. So I feel bad for her when it's time for her to do the mile. She's not gonna like it. Okay, so now I'm brushing my brows in place and I'm just assessing. I'm like, okay, where do I need to fill in a little bit more? Maybe right here. Maybe here to elongate this. Okay, I'm like, all right, I think I'm happy with it right there. But do you see a difference that brow pencil makes? I mean, I feel like my brows are like pretty full and they're nicely shaped already, but see the difference just having a little bit of brow product will do. So let's do the other one. And I just like to be really light-handed and do hair-like strokes. And especially light-handed here at the start of the brow. You don't want it to be super, super dark. I'm using black brown just for reference, but we do have different shades of the precision brow liner. Okay, so now I'm going to do the top. Same thing. Creating that outline. Okay, once my outline is in place, I'm going to brush my brow hairs where I want them. And fill in anywhere that's sparse. And then I compare the two brows and I'm like, okay, let me make sure that they're even. Now I feel like this one is a little bit more rounded here and this one is a little bit more squared off. So I'm gonna try to match them up so it's equally straight, like and squared off, like the other one. All right, so see how just a little bit of product there makes a big difference. And I just feel like I went a little bit higher here, like just by a tad. It's a little bit taller. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. Just give it a little bit more length right up at top. Okay, I feel like I'm pretty happy with them right there. Now your brows are sisters, not twins. Because your brow hairs grow differently on each side of your face, it's impossible to get like perfect symmetry. So as long as they're pretty close, you good. Now, if they start looking like distant cousins, then maybe we have a problem. Maybe we should assess. Okay, so next up is a brow tint. Now, I use this more as like just a gel to hold my brow hairs in place because my brow hairs are pretty long, and if like they come down, like you saw when I was brushing them down, they'll like ruin the whole shape. So I use this just to hold them in place. However, it does have tint to it. I'm using the dark brunette, and it also has fibers. So if you have sparse brows, this is your new BFF. This is going to give you the full brows that you want. But for me, again, I already have full brows. I just want my brows to be in place. But it does, you know, make them a little bit darker because of that tint. I don't know if you could tell, but they are a little bit darker than this one because the brow pencil is a little bit like waxy. So it's like a matte kind of finish on your brows. So this just helps to make your brows a little bit more vibrant. And I always wipe that. Look how cute the little spoolie is. It's like super tiny. But I always wipe off as much product as I can before I start putting it on my brows. Because since it does have tint on it, if you put too much, or if it's the spoolie is really full like of color, you might get it on your skin and then it's going to smear. So you got to be real careful with that. And light-handed, really light-handed. You could always go back in a second time and do another coat. But if you have a lot of product and you're trying to, you know, get that on your brows, that's a lot harder. So a little bit goes a long way. All right, so there's the brows, the eyes, real simple. And now we're going to move on to the cheeks and the lips. All right, so cheeks. Let me show you my palette here. I'm going to use both Glazed and Honey Glow, which are two highlighters together. And I'm going to use the top of my cheek brush to apply it. So I mix the two. And then I'm just going to go in right here and get that nice dewy finish, that glow. When the sun hits this, oh, it looks gorgeous. Now, Honey Glaze, this darker one, is more for my deep beige to bronze beauties, and the other one is more for my ivories to medium beiges, but you could use them interchangeable, really. I mean, one I feel is more cool than the other one, but I mix them both together and I like that. I like how it looks. Okay, so there's that. Next for blush. I think I'm gonna go in with Shy Blush and maybe a tad bit of, what is this, copper? Golden Copper. I always forget. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of each. So Golden Copper, Shy Blush, okay? Mixing the two. Now I'm gonna apply right here and go upward. Now, depending on your face shape, I have a really large face, so I just like to apply it here to create that lift. So depending on your face shape, you're gonna be applying your blush differently or your contour differently. Who I recommend to look up is Robert Jones. He's got a website that has these printable sheets from, he used to have software actually back like early 2000s, you know, late 90s. He had a software that was called My Makeup Makeover and you'd put in like, you know, your eye shape, your face shape, and it would give you this printout of how you were supposed to apply your makeup. But I don't think he has a software anymore, but you could still find those printouts. So if you just look up Robert Jones and then like, I don't know, oval face, you know, search that up, you'll find how to apply your contour and your highlight and all of that for your face shape. Those are the easiest ones that, you know, they're easy to find. Okay, so there is my cheek color. All right, you could see the glow. Okay, now moving on with contour. So with contour, I like to use this part of the brush, and I'm gonna take both cocoa and latte. So this one's latte, this one's cocoa. Again, these two are for my ivory to medium beige skin tones. These are more for darker beige and bronze, but I like to mix them. So I got a little bit of both on each side, and I'm gonna start like here at like the end of my hairline, like my sideburn area, the top of my ear, wherever, and go towards my mouth, but stop just about like the outer edge of my eye. So right here. Again, if you have a different face shape, you might go in a little bit, you know, more. So look up those face charts. So I'm gonna apply here, go towards my mouth, like so. Okay, now once it's all there, now I like to turn my brush. So remember, we applied it here. So now this part of the brush doesn't really have any product here except for residue from the blush that we just put on. So we're going to just blend that out because we don't want to have a harsh line. We don't want like a razor stripe down our cheek. We just want it to look like a shadow. Okay, so there, blended it out. Not that harsh anymore, and it just looks like the shadow of, you know, the cheek. Moving on to the other side. You looking for socks, mommy? Look in the dresser thing. I have a basket full of socks at the bottom. Okay, so again, making that line. See, it's really harsh when you just apply it like that compared to this one that's been blended out. So just apply it again, top of the ear towards your mouth. Let me turn this way. Let me move the mirror here. I'm blocking the mic when I do that. Let me raise the mic up. Okay, so we applied it here, and now we're gonna turn the brush and we're gonna just blend that out. We don't want any eraser stripes here. We just want to create a shadow. Okay, and there we are. Okay, move the mic. There we go. So that's that. Now we're gonna move on and we're gonna do our lips. Okay, so for lips, okay, I always start with some primer. So just like we did foundation primer and we did eye primer, we have lip primer. So this is going to help prevent feathering. It's going to keep your lip color on your lips. Ooh, I got like a little dry patch right here. It's time to do a lip scrub. Okay. So for lips, I think I'm going to stick with something neutral. I'm going to use my favorite medium nude lip liner. Let's see if I can find it here. Light nude, rose, deep nude. Got two deep nudes. Medium nude. Okay. So medium nude lip liner, my favorite. And I'm just going to line my lips and then fill my lips in. I love to do this because throughout the day, if I'm eating or drinking, my lip gloss might come off, my lipstick might come off, but at least my lip liner is down below. And that lip primer really helps to hold it in. And then just fill it in. Like so. Ignore the fact that my lips are super chapped. Ay, ay. Okay, there we go. So that's medium nude. This is really pretty just by itself. I really like how it looks just by itself. But we're gonna put a lipstick on top. Now, I have like all of the colors of the rainbow here. I have all of the lipsticks, except for the new ones that just came out. Those I need to order like ASAP. But these are our matte and semi-shine shades. And I think today I'm going to use, let's see, what do I want to use? Maybe, what's this one in the corner here? Mauve Moment, and this is matte. Mauve Moment. Take some off with my little disposable doe foot applicator. Let's put it on. I love being able to see all of my lip colors, because when they're in the tube, I had to remember what that color looks like, you know. And so when I have them like this, I could see them all at a glance, and it's easier for me to choose the lipstick I want. And they're airtight, so it's not gonna dry out your lipsticks. Okay, so I feel like this is a little pink for the browns that I got going on, and a little bit of that copper glow that we got on the cheeks. So I'm gonna top it with maybe Beach Bronze lip gloss to give it a little bit more of the brownish tones. Let's see. Beach Bronze, or no, let's do Copper Aura. Copper Aura, the difference. This is Beach Bronze. Copper Aura is a little bit darker. This one right here at the top. So I'm gonna put that on. Give it a little bit of that glow from that lip gloss. And I think I am going to go in with my cheek brush one more time and then just blend out a little bit more. I don't want to have a harsh line here. in the mirror, I don't really see that abrupt stop like I do in the camera. I'm just trying to blend it out. I think it's just the lighting, but there. Okay. Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna finish off with finishing spray. This is just gonna help set our makeup so it doesn't go anywhere. This is a marykay's finishing spray, but the formula is Scandinavia. When you buy it on the box, it says Scandinavia, but nowhere on the label here does it say Scandinavia, but it is Scandinavia's formula. So, and they're really well known for their finishing sprays. All right. I think this is on its last leg because it did really big droplets instead of a fine mist like it normally does. I need to get another one. And lastly, my limited edition perfume. This is blush scent. We also have velvet scent, and you got to get them while they last because they've been on limited edition for a little bit and they might be gone. But this is it, guys. This is a look. So I'm gonna run off, take my kids to school, have them do their PE test. Wish me luck. Wish my kids luck. Especially my daughter, because she's not athletic whatsoever. But if you like this video, please make sure give it a like, share, subscribe to notifications, follow, all the things. If another Mary Kay consultant shared this video with you, make sure you go back to your consultant for any questions, for any customization, skincare routines for you, or makeup, and especially to purchase products. Your consultant really appreciates your loyalty and your support. And that's it, guys. So thanks again for watching. And if you watch the replay, make sure comment hashtag replay so I can say hi to you. All right, bye.